Live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're having an AMS session with 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗜𝗓𝗔𝗟𝗏, and we have here with us today Daniel, the team member of 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗜𝗓𝗔𝗟𝗏. Daniel, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me here today.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So, to kick things up from the very beginning, basically for people here who might not know, about 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗜𝗓𝗔𝗟𝗏, could you give us like a walkthrough, like the story? But first of all, before that, you could introduce yourself, tell us a bit about yourself, how you got connected to the project, and what got the team motivated to, launch a project like this, and basically why, focus on privacy in particular, and what kind of problems you guys are aiming to solve in the crypto industry as well.
Yeah, of course. Well, like you said, my name's Daniel, and I am a first mate on the 𝗖𝗛𝗓𝗡 team. I'm the community leader. I'm the guy who goes out and does interviews and goes to events and promotes the project. I work with the marketing team closely. And so I found 𝗖𝗛𝗓𝗡 because I've been involved in the privacy coin space since the early days of Monero. I found out about 𝗖𝗛𝗡 in the Monero Reddit years ago, shortly after 𝗖𝗛𝗡 launched. I learned about it, and I've always been interested in cryptocurrency, particularly ones with privacy involved. So as soon as I found out about it and did some research on it and found how great the technology was, I was eager to jump on board and start promoting it. I started promoting it myself and helping onboard people and businesses and stuff like that. And eventually the team reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to join the team, essentially doing what I was doing before. So now they send me off to events and to do interviews and stuff like this. I'm essentially the guy that talks to the public and organizes the community. And I'm really proud to be a part of this project. It's one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life. I really believe in what we're doing. We're not here just to make money. We're really fighting for something we believe in. And 𝗖𝗛𝗓𝗡 is a privacy coin, or a 100% private by default coin. That means there's no optional transparency at all. All transactions are completely private. We launched in 2018. We just celebrated our 7th birthday. And we started off as essentially a experiment in another project called Komodo. It started in their Discord channel. So the goal was to see if we could take the technology Zcash was using, which is zk-SNARKs, zero knowledge proofs, to gain privacy, but we wanted to shield the entire chain. With Zcash, you have optional transparency. So you can choose to either send to a transparent address or you can send to a private address. And we believe that there are lots of faults in having optional transparency. It can cause different problems. First of all, it messes with fungibility because one coin isn't the same as the other. If one has a transactional history and one doesn't, then they're essentially not the same coin, and one can be flagged and one cannot be. So we recognize that zk-SNARKs was the best technology for getting privacy on the blockchain. So we took to their technology and shielded the entire chain. So there's no option for transparency on 𝗖𝗛𝗡𝗡. Every transaction is private by default. And because of this, we have the highest anonymity set in the cryptocurrency space, which our anonymity sets closing in on 13 million. For comparison, the largest privacy coin out there, which is Monero, has an anonymity set of 16 because most privacy coins, including Monero, use obfuscation to gain privacy. They take your real transaction and they mix it up with 15 decoy transactions. And this does give you a pretty good amount of privacy, but there have been ways for especially institutions and governments to analyze those transactions and basically identify the decoys, leaving the real one. So it does have some holes in the privacy. What zero knowledge proofs do is they essentially encrypt all of the information, and the sender encrypts all the information and only the receiver can decrypt it. So it leaves nothing on the blockchain to analyze. With other privacy coins, the transactions are just mixed up, but you can still see it all on chain. If you go to a 𝗖𝗛𝗡 block explorer, then there is absolutely nothing revealed on chain. You can't see the sender, the receiver, the amounts, or any decoys or anything like that. So it gives you absolute privacy in a really simple simple to use way, and a really elegant solution in my opinion, because there's no holes to patch. There's no way for people to go figure out which are decoys and which are real transactions, because they can't see any of the transactions. It's all 100% encrypted. Example I like to use when I'm giving presentations and stuff is, imagine I had a Where's Waldo book. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Where's Waldo. Imagine I had a Where's Waldo book, and I took a piece of paper and cut a small hole in the paper, and I put that hole over Waldo's face. And then I can show you the book and show you that I know where Waldo is without revealing any other information about Waldo, where he is, who he's next to, what clothes he's wearing, absolutely any other information. But I can prove to the other person that I know where he's at, and that other person can be confident that I know where he's at. So in the case of cryptocurrency, I can do a transaction with someone else and prove that the coins I'm sending are real without revealing any information about myself. I don't reveal my address. I don't really reveal how much balances are in my wallet or any other information, because it's all completely encrypted. And so I find, Pirate Chain and ZK-SNARKs to be the absolute pinnacle of privacy when it comes to blockchain technology. So that's kind of we have lots of other cool features, but that's kind of an elevator pitch of Pirate Chain.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So moving ahead to my next question, regarding the vision and the identity standpoint, every project in crypto has this one big, picture idea behind it. So for Pirate Chain, what would you say is like the heart of your mission today? Like when people hear Pirate Chain or see the token, what's that core value or message you'd want them to, instantly connect with?
It's essentially the same goal that Bitcoin originally had. It's peer-to-peer decentralized currency, digital decentralized currency that we can use to compete against fiat, a way that currency you can use to do business in your everyday life instead of using, fiat. Dollars or euros or whatever you're using in whatever country it is. So that is our ultimate goal, is to create an alternative currency that doesn't get inflated out of existence, destroying all your value through inflation, that isn't easily tracked and traced like most digital currencies are, and most, spending dollars and euros online. And essentially isn't money that works against you, because fiat is money that works against you. They steal your money through inflation. They inflate your currency until yours has less value. That's a hidden tax. Essentially, inflation is a tax. They're taxing you, and then they take that money that they tax from you and they spend it on things that hurt you. They spend it on wars. They spend it on regulations. They spend it on huge bureaucracies that come and get in your everyday lives and make doing business harder and just existing harder. And we find, or at least me personally find, fiat to be kind of the bane of the world, bane of our existence at this point. It's how the worst people in the world accomplish everything they're trying to accomplish. There's no way governments could be as big as they are now if it wasn't for their ability to steal money from people through this hidden tax of inflation. And they use that money to do the absolute worst things. That's why it's been a phrase in Bitcoin for a long time that I've liked to adopt for privacy coins too. Fix the money, fix the world. And essentially is like these wars that are fought all over the world, the bombs that are dropped on little kids in the Middle East and stuff like that. They pay for that through inflation. They could not sustain governments this size without inflation. And so we want to find a way to do business outside of fiat currency. And there's been gold and silver for thousands of years that have maintained their value and have worked as a great medium of exchange for in-person transactions. But we live in a digital world now. Everything's online. We do most of our business online. We order our groceries online. We do most of our shopping online, and we pay for digital services online. And gold and silver, frankly, you can't make an online purchase with them, or you can, but you have to mail the merchant, a bag of silver and wait for them to get it and confirm they have real silver, and then they can ship out your product. So we need a digital currency that mimics the aspects of gold and silver, but we can use it online. So that's our initial goal, or that's our ultimate goal, is to be money that competes against fiat, something you can use instead of using fiat to do business. And that's our ultimate goal. And I think we've created, a really incredible, elegant solution to it that absolutely preserves privacy, because it's the big flaw of Bitcoin is the lack of privacy. It is dangerously transparent. You can see every transaction online. Anybody with an internet connection can track and trace Bitcoin incredibly easy. Governments and institutions can do it even more effectively. And so that's been the one major downside to Bitcoin, is that it is so easy to spy on people. So we took all the best aspects of Bitcoin. You know, we are very similar to Bitcoin in a lot of ways. We're essentially Bitcoin with privacy. So, I mean, there are some other cool features we have and stuff like that, but that's our ultimate goal, is to give something, an alternative to fiat, something people can use instead of using fiat to do daily business. We're not trying to be some coin you just hold on to forever and hope that, you know, the price goes up so you can sell it for more dollars in the future. Our goal is to create a currency that you never have to leave. You get paid in it, you know, you get paid for your work in it. You buy your the things you need with it, so you don't. The ultimate goal would be that you never have to touch fiat again with something like Pirate Chain, or I'd say the same thing about Monero and some of the other privacy coins. So that is our goal, an alternative to fiat, to give people a choice of something else to use instead of dollars and euros.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's really understandable. So, regarding your privacy tech, simplified, you know, basically, Pirate Chain has a reputation for being one of the most private coins out there, and you just mentioned it a while back. So, but for our community, can you like break it down in a simple way? You know, how exactly does the 𝗖𝗛𝗚𝗟𝗔𝗟𝗦 tokens protect users? What does the full anonymity and actually what that actually means here? And for example, you know, if you send some 𝗖𝗛𝗚𝗟 tokens, what information is hidden, and how is it like different from coins like Monero or, you know, Zcash that also like talks about privacy as well?
Okay, well, as far as Zcash goes, we use the same privacy technology that Zcash does. The major difference between Pirate Chain and Zcash is that Zcash has optional transparency. So you can choose to send Zcash to a private address, or you can send it to a transparent address. If you're using it transparently, then it essentially is the same as Bitcoin. You can go onto the block explorer and you can track all the transactions and stuff like this. Now, a lot of people might think like, oh, well, that seems fine. If you want the privacy, you just choose to do private transactions. If you don't, you do the transparent ones, which sounds great in theory. But then when it comes down to it, it's like almost impossible to buy private Zcash. All these Zcash exchanges, if you go on to like Zcash is on Coinbase, which is like the only privacy coin on Coinbase. But if you go on Coinbase and buy some Zcash and you try to withdraw it, they will not withdraw it. I'm sorry. They will not allow you to withdraw it to a private address. You have to withdraw it to a transparent address. So this makes it so you can't buy it privately. You can withdraw it to a private address or a transparent address and then do a transaction to a private address, and then it's shielded after that point. But you don't have any privacy when you're buying it. The exchange has all this information on you, and anybody can go and track and see that, you know, you withdrew it to a certain address. This also incentivizes merchants and businesses like exchanges to only allow transparent addresses. There are a lot of people selling products and services for Zcash that they will not accept private transactions on. They have to be transparent. So with Pirate Chain, there is no optional transparency. So we do not give those businesses and those institutions the option to spy on you. A lot of times, if you want to use Zcash, you have to give up some of your privacy to do business with these people. With Pirate Chain, if they're going to accept Pirate Chain, then they have to accept privacy too. So that's with Zcash, or two big differences are that we are private by default. And the second one is that we had a fair launch. We did not have an ICO or a pre-mine. We have no developer tax on the block rewards. We essentially launched the same way Bitcoin launched. We put the technology out there, and the only way to get coins was to either mine them or to buy them from someone who did mine them. So we think, which is another important aspect for decentralization, we believe that it's a fair launch. So those are the two big aspects that are different between Zcash and Pirate Chain. When it comes to Monero and most privacy coins for that matter use obfuscation. They take your one real transaction and they mix it up with 15 decoy transactions. And this is what gives Monero the anonymity set of 16, because your real transaction can be one of 16 transactions. When it comes to Pirate Chain, we do not use obfuscation. We use zero knowledge proofs. So there is nothing revealed on the blockchain. If you go to the Pirate Chain Block Explorer, the only real information you can get on each new block is you can get the amount of transactions that are in that block. It's essentially, so if 20 people do a transaction on that block, then you can see the number 20, but you can't see the sender address, the receiver address, or the balances that are being sent, or the balances of either address. Everything is perfectly encrypted. An example I could use is, imagine I had a box, and say this is a Monero box, and I got 16 of those little Easter eggs that you get around Easter, the plastic Easter eggs you can put candy or something in. Say I have 16 of those, and I put them in a box, and one of those has money inside of them. So that box has that money essentially has an anonymity set of 16, because it could be one of those 16 Easter eggs. When it comes to Pirate Chain, essentially every transaction that has ever happened on Pirate Chain makes up its own Easter egg. So that's why there's been about 13 million transactions on the blockchain. So we have an anonymity set of 13 million. So imagine a huge box with 13 million Easter eggs in it, and one of those has the real money in it. So it's essentially an empty box. So that's the way there's no information revealed whatsoever. And if you use one of our native wallets, like our full node wallet and stuff like that, all the other metadata involved, because it gives you privacy on the on-chain Explorer. Like if you go to a block Explorer, it gives you absolute privacy, but still using a wallet or something like that can still leak metadata, IP addresses and stuff like that. But using a wallet like Treasure Chest, it encrypts all of that data. So just using a Pirate Chain wallet with say a VPN, we like to recommend people use a VPN. Using Pirate Chain with a VPN gives you absolute privacy. You don't need to go through any extra hoops. You don't need to go and change addresses all the time or mix your funds or anything like that. You just download the wallet and use it, and you're getting absolute privacy out of the box. Nothing can be seen on the Block Explorer. And I just think this is superior to obfuscation, because obfuscation, like Monero and other coins, use, different companies, and chain analysis companies in particular have figured out ways that in certain instances they can remove the decoys and figure out what the real transaction is. But with Pirate Chain, there is no other decoys. There's nothing for them to analyze. There's nothing on the chain for them to analyze to try to figure out holes in it or anything like that. So I think it's a very elegant solution, and now it's been proven by the test of time. We've been going for 7 years now, and we've never had a privacy vulnerability. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, it does. So moving ahead to the next question, this is regarding real life use cases and all of that stuff. So at the end of the day, we both know that adoption is everything. So could you share us a few real world examples of where Pirate Chain is actually being used right now, and maybe in the everyday payment business ideas or unique cases where privacy really means a difference? And looking ahead, how do you imagine you imagine people integrating the 𝗖𝗛𝗚𝗚𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗖𝗛𝗦 token into their daily life adoption as adoption grows as well?
Yes, so our main goal, especially for my job, my main goal with Pirate Chain is to get more merchants accepting Pirate Chain, whether it's online or in person. So we do have a website called armada.com, ARRRMADA.com. This is essentially just a merchant directory. So anytime somebody starts accepting Pirate Chain, they go make a page on Armada and to show that they accept Pirate Chain. So it's an easy place for Pirate Chain holders to go and find places where they can spend it. And there's hundreds of listings on there of different stores you can go shop at, buying t-shirts or electronics or whatever you need that you can buy with Pirate Chain. My personal favorite one that we've got recently is a VPN service called Melee VPN. It's MEILE Melee VPN. You can find it at melee.app, MEILE.app. And it's VPN service that you can pay for with Pirate Chain. And in my personal opinion, it's kind of dumb to have a VPN service that you're paying for in cash, because you don't want you're buying a privacy service from them, a VPN service from them. So it doesn't make any sense to go and give them your credit card information that has your address and everything, linked to it. So it's better to pay with a privacy coin. So whatever VPN service you're using doesn't have any information on you whatsoever. So even if they get hacked or have some corrupt government or something like that go in there and force them to reveal information about their users, if you pay for it with a privacy coin, they won't have any information about the users. So that's my personal favorite newest use case. It's called Melee VPN, and it's actually a decentralized VPN service built on Sentinel. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sentinel. Its ticker is DVPN, I believe, but it's essentially a way for people to turn their computer at their house or a server they run at their house, or you could rent a server, something like that, and turn it into a VPN service and collect fees for it. So if you set up a VPN server with Sentinel out of your house, you can get paid in Pirate Chain for letting other people use your IP address as a VPN service. So it's cool. You can learn, if you just, I don't know Sentinel's website, but if you just Google Sentinel or DVPN, you'll be able to find more information about that. But there was one service that was built on there that accepts Pirate Chain called Melee DVPN. And they accept several other privacy coins, but they're getting most of their business in Pirate Chain, which I'm pretty proud of. So that's our ultimate goal. So if you have a business or a side hustle out there or a service or something like that, I really encourage people to start accepting Pirate Chain, or even if it's not Pirate Chain, man, if you got some other privacy coin or any other cryptocurrency you're really into, start asking to be paid in it. When you're selling something online, go and tell people you want Pirate Chain for it, or whatever cryptocurrency you choose. We have alternatives to fiat. Fiat is hurting us. It hurts you. It steals money. It steals your wealth from you with a hidden tax. So I really encourage people, especially your community people who are already into cryptocurrency, already holding cryptocurrency. If you're doing any type of side hustle, if you're doing have your own business or some online store, or even just approaching your boss, start asking to get paid in these cryptocurrencies. Let's start using these alternatives to fiat. We can build a better world for, our children and future generations if we get rid of fiat. And the first step in that is for people like me and you to start accepting fiat, or accepting crypto for payments, and start spending crypto. So that's our biggest goal here, is to get more businesses and people accepting Pirate Chain. So go to armada.com, ARRRMADA.com, and check out our merchants. Pick yourself up some Pirate Chain and go buy something from one of our great merchants, or go subscribe to the VPN service. It's only $4 a month. At least give it a try. But this is how we change the world, by using these technologies that people build, not just by buying them and holding them, hoping the price will go up in the future. Yeah, we all want to make money. It's cool to get a bag when our favorite coin pumps or something like that. But that's not going to change the world. That's not going to make the world a better place for our children. What's going to make the world a better place is by using these currencies and abandoning fiat.
I totally agree with you on that. Because a lot of crypto project, they don't really talk about, a lot of crypto project are not about abandoning fiat and all the features that you guys basically are basically in. So it's really amazing how transparent you guys are, and your aim in the future, you're looking out for the future generations out there. It's really amazing. So regarding your partnership and strategies, partnerships are often what helps project grow and reach new audience. So is there anything you can share with us about current or upcoming collaborations that Pirate Chain is working on? And more broadly, what's your strategy when it comes to getting ARRR more widely adopted through these type of connections?
Well, ultimately, our goal for spreading Pirate Chain adoption is to get more merchants accepting it. As far as partnerships go, I don't know if I'd use the word partnership, but we do have been integrated with, many other projects out there. We come from the ecosystem we come from is Komodo. They're a very old project. They've been around since 2014. They're absolute OGs in the crypto space. And we're a completely separate project from them. We have our own blockchain and stuff like them, but we are definitely, heavily connected to Komodo. They've helped a lot of their developers work on Pirate Chain and vice versa, helping each other out. And Komodo's main product is an atomic swap DEX, which I'm not sure. Hopefully, most of your audience knows what an atomic swap is. I'm sure most of you are familiar with DEXs like PancakeSwap and Uniswap on, Ethereum or Solana or something like that.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, great. So a DEX is a decentralized exchange, like you said, but a DEX like Uniswap or PancakeSwap, those are only good. You can only use those with assets that are on, if you're on Uniswap on Ethereum, you can only buy tokens on Ethereum on there. If you want to buy some Bitcoin on there, you have to buy wrapped Bitcoin, which isn't real Bitcoin. It's just somebody holds the real Bitcoin and gives you a token so you can trade it on there. Now, what an atomic swap DEX does is it's cross-chain. It's interoperable between different chains. So you can swap between Bitcoin and Pirate Chain. So if I'm buying some Pirate Chain with Bitcoin, my Bitcoin will go to the Pirate Chain seller's Bitcoin wallet, and their Pirate Chain will go to my Pirate Chain wallet without any intermediaries. And the software is run from your computer. You download the app on your computer or on your mobile device. You're not reliant on like servers or something like that out there that are centrally controlled. So it is the most decentralized way to buy and sell cryptocurrency. And so Pirate Chain is listed on Komodo Wallet. They're a DEX, but their name is Komodo Wallet. And with hundreds of other coins, you can swap between Pirate Chain, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, just all the big ones are available on there. And it works incredibly well. They've been doing atomic swaps longer than just about anyone else. And these are native swaps too. You're not swapping between a wrapped coin or something like that. You were swapping real Pirate Chain for real Bitcoin and vice versa, which is really cool. And it's the most decentralized way to buy and sell Pirate Chain. So you can find that, just Google Komodo Wallet. I do not remember the website off the top of my head. So we are closely associated with that project. And Komodo also offers a service called DPoW, Delayed Proof of Work, that we take advantage of. So essentially our blockchain, we have our very own blockchain that is completely standalone. It can work 100% by itself. So blocks are essentially hashed to our blockchain, but then Komodo offers this service where they take the hash of our blockchain and they broadcast it to their own blockchain, to Komodo's blockchain, and then also to Litecoin's blockchain. And this gives us protection against 51% attacks, because in order to 51% attack Pirate Chain successfully, you'll need 51% of Pirate Chain's hash rate, Komodo's hash rate, and Litecoin's hash rate, which is an insane amount of hash power that is really unfeasible to be able to do. So we have far greater protection against 51% attacks compared to most projects or any projects our size, or any projects in it. Really, we're, we have as much hash rate as Litecoin does, essentially. So you have to get Litecoin's hash rate in order to attack us. And so which has been a big theme lately. I don't know if you've, seen the news going on with Monero and stuff. They were some attempted 51% attacks against Monero, which I think it's safe to say ultimately failed. But it was still scary. But Pirate Chain has some extra protection against that using Komodo. And I could talk about a couple other projects that have integrated us as well. I don't know if we're pressed on time or anything, but we're also incorporated into a project called Verus, which Verus is essentially, they're kind of like a DeFi platform, but they do DeFi completely different. They have what's called PBAAS chains, public blockchains as a service. So you can think of it as like a wrapped coin, like there's similar to a wrapped token on Verus for Pirate Chain. It's called VAR, VARRR, but it's not really the same as a wrapped token because it has its very own blockchain. So instead of wrapping tokens on Verus, they get their very own blockchains that are called PBAAS chains. And these blockchains are 50% proof of work, 50% proof of stake, and they're CPU mineable. So you can mine VAR, with a CPU, or you can stake it and earn a reward on it. And then you can swap that VAR one-to-one for real Pirate Chain. And it's also cool because with this token, the VAR token, you can, or it's a coin, it's not a token. With this VAR coin, you can go and participate in the other DeFi activities that are available on Varus, using a coin that's one-to-one with real Pirate Chain. Because Pirate Chain is a 100% proof of work chain. We don't have smart contracts or anything like that. So you can't really do DeFi with Pirate Chain. But Varus, you can do it with VAR. And it's similar to a wrapped coin, but it's far superior to a wrapped coin, in my opinion, because it has its very own blockchain that's, proof of stake, proof of work. So it's really cool. They built blockchains that are interoperable with each other. So you can check out Varus. I think their website is verus.io, verus.io, I believe. But if you Google Varus, you'll be able to find them. And I don't know, I could go on and on with several other projects, but we're already 40 minutes in here, so I don't want to waste too much of your time just talking about other projects that have incorporated us.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna ask my last question, and then we can move on to this community question as well. So, could you tell us about how important and supportive the community has been to the growth of the project? Maybe share some moments where the community really stepped up, or whether it was spreading awareness, building something useful, or just keeping the spirit of it are alive. And I really like the fact that you guys also have merchandise for your project. It's really amazing. Most of the project we usually host here don't have that, and I really like that about you guys. You guys really know what you're doing, and it's really amazing.
Yeah, we have the people who work on Pirate Chain are so smart, man. We got some incredibly smart developers. Just working on this technology with 𝗖𝗛𝗡𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗟𝗦 technology is far more difficult than most blockchains. So you're going to find the smartest people in crypto working on Zcash and working on Pirate Chain, because it's just far more difficult, code base to work with. It's far more advanced, and not a lot of people use it. So we got some incredible people there. And as far as our community goes, we are 100% community driven. We don't have an ICO or a pre-mine. We don't have all these fund or a foundation. We don't have a bunch of, pre-mine coins we're sitting on that are paying for everything. Our team is essentially volunteers. I'm not paid to do this. I have a day job. And this is not my full-time. I mean, I work on it full-time essentially, but I have a day job that I work to make my money. I do stuff like this for free and promote Pirate Chain for free, and our whole team does. We're completely community driven. When we're trying to accomplish something new, when we're getting an exchange listing or we're building a new project, we have to raise money from our community. When we do that on our website and we propose something, like recently we built a BTC Pay server integration. And so that Pirate Chain will work on BTC Pay servers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with BTC Pay, but a lot of businesses use it. And we don't have the money to do, we don't have a centralized foundation with a bunch of money. So we essentially propose a project, say how much we think it'll cost to do it, and then we raise the money from the funds or from the community for it. So it's 100% community driven. And the community does everything. We're essentially just like Bitcoin. There's no Bitcoin company or anything like that. Like Ethereum's got the Ethereum Foundation and stuff like that. We're completely decentralized, launched like Bitcoin. And it's essentially just people like you and me just contributing to the project. You don't have to be on the team to contribute to the project. You don't have to get permission from anybody. All of our logos and designs are completely open. There's no IP on any of them. You can use any of them openly, and all of our coolest integrations have been just from our community. Like the VPN service that accepts us now, that was just built by a community member. He's a great guy. His name's Freaknix. That's his online username. And so the community is everything at Pirate Chain. There is no company, there is no foundation. We are a community driven project, which makes us more unstoppable. There's nobody that you can go and take, lock in jail or take out a service that, will stop the project, because it's the entire community that does it. So our community is everything at Pirate Chain.
That's really amazing. So, guys, please do not forget to join the community and engage with them. Also follow them on the Twitter, on the Telegram as well, and basically all the social media platforms as well. This is a really great project with great potential, and it's really amazing to really have you guys here with us to talk about Pirate Chain. It's a really unique project that based mainly on privacy as well, and it's really amazing what you guys are doing. This project is really amazing, and it's gonna be really good if you guys can join them and grab the bag as well. And it's really important, and the community is really important as well. So guys, you can raise up your hand now. Okay, I already unmute some people, so I see Sophia. Let's go with the ladies first. I see Sophia, you can ask away.
Hi.
Hi, Sophia.
Yeah, that's good.
So, a lot. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay. So, a lot of privacy coins allow optional privacy, but ARR enforces it fully. How do you respond to critics who say mandatory privacy makes it compliance and exchange listing harder? How do you respond to critics like that?
Yeah, and I get why people may think that optional private. That's the main argument for having optional transparency, where some things are transparent. There is for compliance reason. It's to please governments. It's to please institutions. It's to please people that hate you. And at Pirate Chain, we are standing firm that we are not compromising. We will not compromise on privacy, and we will not compromise on decentralization. It doesn't matter if an exchange is begging us to. It doesn't matter if a government's trying to enforce it on us. We're just not giving them the option, and that's what makes us different. We are the vanguard. We're not going to compromise on privacy just so we can get listed on Coinbase. That's not what's going to happen. Because of that, we'll probably never be listed on Coinbase. They got Zcash on Coinbase because they compromised on privacy and allowed for transparent transactions, and we absolutely refuse to do that at Pirate Chain. And I like to, people will say like, well, why don't you guys compromise for compliance which compliance essentially means pleasing governments. So like, what government are you talking about? Are you talking about the United States government? Are you talking about the UK or, one of these Western governments that, we believe are like more free and open to their people? Or are you talking about, more repressive governments? Are you talking about the Taliban in Afghanistan? Are you talking about Iran? Are you talking about Russia? Because if we're going to comply with, the United States governments and their laws and regulations around, listing on exchanges and stuff like that, if they have the power to pressure us to do that, then so does the Russian government, so does the Taliban government, so does all the corrupt, leaders and rulers around the world. And so we refuse to do that. That's just a stepping stone to tyranny, compromising for one government, even if you believe that it's a government that treats its people fairly and gives them freedom and stuff like that. That if you open up the door to compromising for them, that means the door is open for every other government out there. So we believe to have a true peer-to-peer digital currency that is an alternative to fiat. We can't give the governments the option to control us like that. Because there's a lot of governments that are completely repressive, like the Taliban in Afghanistan. They won't let women go to school. So why are we going to listen to the Taliban tell us what we can and can't do with our currency? So we're not starting down that road to tyranny. We are the vanguard. We're putting our foot down. We are not giving up another inch of our privacy, and we're going to be successful doing it. The governments are going to have to. They're going to have to conform to us. We're not conforming to them. We're not doing anything illegal. We're not hurting anybody. We're not stealing any money. We're just giving people a private alternative to fiat. So we are not compromising for them. And that's just where we're putting our foot down. We're not going to do it just to make our coin pump. We're not going to compromise on privacy or decentralization just so we can get listed on Coinbase or something like that. So I think it's incredibly important.
Yeah, thank you so much, Daniel. That was really nice.
Yeah,
I wish you guys more success in your project.
Thank you so much, Sophia.
Thank you very much, Sophia, for your insightful question. So I'm going to move on to the next person. I see Laura. Laura, you can ask away now. I already meet you.
Hello, guys. Am I audible?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, so my question is, since Pirate Chain has a capped supply and halving model, how do you see this affecting its long-term growth and sustainability compared to other privacy coins?
Well, it's essentially in the same boat as every other proof of work privacy coin out there, or every proof of work coin out there in general, because this is a big problem nowadays, especially with Bitcoin right now. It's a big problem with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's worth $115,000 or whatever it is today, but very, very few people are actually using it. If you go look at the block explorer, Bitcoin blocks are empty right now, and there is not enough transaction fees being generated to, keep the hash rate up there. So the only solution to this is to get more people using it, to get more transaction fees going to the miners to incentivize them to keep the network secure. And this is a big criticism I have for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin community has pretty much strayed away from using Bitcoin as cash. They turned it into, they call it digital gold, where they just hold on to it forever, and they plan on it just going up in price forever and ever without anybody using it for anything or any businesses accepting it or doing anything with it. It just sits in, and most Bitcoin nowadays is just sitting in an ETF wallet. Nobody's using it. If it's sitting in an ETF wallet, it's not generating transaction fees. I don't think Satoshi ever envisioned that Bitcoin was going to be worth over $100,000 and nobody used it, because obviously, why does it have value if nobody's using it, which is kind of this conundrum we're in. So Pirate Chain is in the same boat. If we don't have users doing transactions on it, businesses accepting it and people spending it, then there won't be enough transactions or transaction fees to reward the miners to keep the network secure. So in a sense, we're kind of in the same boat as the rest of them, but Pirate Chain does have far more protection, because the main reason you want to keep your hash rate up is to protect against 51% attacks. And Pirate Chain has delayed proof of work. So in order to attack Pirate Chain with a 51% attack, you have to also have Litecoin's hash power. So we have far more protection against 51% attacks than most people. So we are able, so if our hash rate ever did get really low, if there wasn't enough transactions to reward miners and miners dropped off, it still would be just about impossible to do a 51% attack on Pirate Chain, because Litecoin's hash rate is so high. So we do have more protection from it, but this is a concern in every coin out there. I don't even care if it's proof of stake either. Proof of stake coins, they still need transaction fees to survive, especially 100 years from now. So if you're invested in cryptocurrency and you want to see this stuff succeed, and you want to see these blockchains go somewhere, then you need to use them. Because just holding on to the coins and keeping them in an exchange wallet or putting them in an ETF or something like that, your coins are going to fail. These are built, the way blockchains are designed is the incentive comes from transaction fees. And if nobody's using it, there are no transaction fees. So that's what I'm trying to push to people. If you believe in cryptocurrency, I don't care if it's Pirate Chain or whatever your favorite cryptocurrency is, if you want to see it succeed, you better start using it. Because 50 years from now, if Bitcoin's all just sitting in an ETF wallet, the hash rate's going to plummet. And it's going to get 51% attacked by a government or a large institution out there who would like to see chaos zone. So yeah, even if you're not into Pirate Chain or anything like that, if you want to see your favorite cryptocurrencies succeed, start using it. Start doing on-chain transactions. Hopefully that answers your question, Laura.
Yes, Daniel. Thank you for your answer.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Thanks, Laura, for your question as well. So I'm gonna move to Oscar. Oscar, your mic is unmuted. You can speak now.
I don't think we can hear you, Oscar.
Hope I'm audible.
Oh, there you are. What's up, man?
I'm great. My question is, privacy coins often get extra attention from regulators. How is private chain balancing the need for true privacy while still encouraging adoptions and everyday use? That's my question.
Yeah, well, essentially we're ignoring the regulators. I'm in the United States. A lot of our developers are in the United States, and as of right now, nothing we're doing is legal or trying to be regulated or anything like that. Where the regulations, the people who are get us to compromise are essentially like exchanges and services and stuff like that want us to compromise privacy so they can start accepting us. But we've drawn the line that no, we're not going to do that. We will not compromise on decentralization. We will not compromise on privacy. We will fail as a project before we do. That's like that's what makes us different than the rest of the crypto space. The rest of the crypto space will, compromise to save their project or to get new investors or to get new exchange listings or something like that. We're putting up the fight and we're putting our foot down. And that's why I consider ourselves a vanguard. That's why we're called Pirate Chain. Pirate is a fun name, it's memeable and it's fun and stuff, but there's more to the name than that. Pirate Chain it's called Pirate Chain. So people will know what we're about from the moment they hear our name. And it's that we don't compromise and we don't submit. We are not hurting anyone. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not stealing money from people. We are just trying to give people a way to preserve their privacy when doing business online. And if that's, if governments around the world find that to be too criminal for them, then they can come after us. They can do what they want to try to do. But we've created a completely decentralized network. So we've got people all over the world mining Pirate Chain. We got people all over the world running full nodes, and they can't shut us all down. They can't stop us. So that's why it's important to be truly decentralized and truly private. So it does make it a little bit hard. It would be nice if we were on Coinbase and so many people are using Coinbase that they could easily buy it on there. And we probably could get on Coinbase if we, did a hard fork and made transparent addresses, but we're not going to. That's what makes us different. That's what makes Pirate Chain stand out. And that's, as a community, that's kind of our promise to each other, is that we're not going to compromise. And so I don't keep the when we're building things and promoting things, we're not thinking about the regulations. We're thinking about privacy, and we're thinking about decentralization, and we're thinking about usability. That's it. So I hope that's a satisfactory answer, but we're not conforming to like regulators. So our goal to make Pirate Chain, more accepted in more and more places is to make it easier to use, and to make the UIs better, to make the chain faster, and just simple enough that anybody can use it. And I think it is already in a great position where it's at now, but we're working on some researching some incredible stuff right now that I'm thinking in the future, the blockchain is going to sync instantly. Your wallets are going to sync instantly and be incredibly fast, incredibly simple, and more lightweight, so they don't take up as much resources on your computer. So that's our goal. We're making it, more private, more decentralized, and more usable. And, the regulators can do what they want, but they're not going to be able to stop us. I'm sorry, I'm going to close this window a little bit. The glare is starting to hit my face. Sorry, it's early here, so the sun's just coming up. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question all right.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks for your question. We're gonna move to Jeremiah Charles. Jeremiah, you can ask away. Your mic is unmuted.
Yeah, thanks for unmuting me. Hi Daniel, nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah. So I had what you said so far, and I appreciate what you guys are building, and I want to say big kudos to you guys. It's really a great thing you guys are building, and the revolution that you guys are trying to achieve here is nice. So I want to say thank you very much for that. So I went through your website, and something piqued my interest. They frequently asked question. It has a question that says Pirate is always being referred to as the best of Zcash and Monero combined. Why? And it gives a comparative rationale. So my question is, with new privacy tech constantly emerging, how will private chain maintain a performance or a privacy edge over potential next generation privacy blockchain?
Wait, can you repeat that last part one more time?
I'm asking
just the end of it.
Okay, how will private chain maintain a performance or a privacy edge over potential next generation privacy blockchain?
Oh, okay. How we have an edge over it, a performance and privacy edge over the next generations. Well, I think Pirate Chain is the next generation, in my opinion, because there's really no way to make it more private using ZK snarks, which there are other chains that have launched using ZK snarks, and obviously Zcash has ZK snarks, but there really is no way to make it more private. Because essentially it's like me showing you an empty box and saying, okay, can you make this box more empty? Like, it's already completely empty. You can't take anything else out of it. So, and that's essentially what Pirate Chain's privacy is. It's an empty box. Nobody can see anything in there. So you can't get more private. You know, with other privacy coins that use obfuscation, they can add more decoy transactions to make it more private and stuff like that. But with Pirate Chain, it's already as private as it gets. So as far as privacy goes, I don't think there can be any improvements on the privacy that zk-SNARKs provides, because the box is empty already. You can't make an empty box more empty. As far as performance goes, the way most projects are getting more performance is by switching to something like proof of stake, or some other technologies that use centralized services and or more centralized services. I wouldn't call proof of stake centralized, but I definitely do not believe it's as decentralized as proof of work is. And by doing this, they're able to get, you know, faster block times and stuff like that, but at the cost of decentralization. But Pirate Chain and Zcash too is working on the same thing. We are working on things like I forget the term of it, but anyways, we're working on this technology that will essentially make it quicker and less resource intensive to use the blockchain to do transactions and to sync the blockchain and stuff like that. And I think once that happens, you know, our block time is already 1 minute. You know, so at most it's going to take 1 minute to do a transaction, and so really can't get that much faster. Like, you can do a transaction, you can accept an unconfirmed transaction if you want. If I buy a cup of coffee from you and send you some Pirate Chain, you'll see it in your wallet. You'll see a pending transaction within seconds. And so it already works super fast. It's already completely decentralized. And the only problem that we really need to solve is the syncing issue. When you first download a Pirate Chain wallet on your phone or something, it takes about 10 minutes. For me, it takes about 10 minutes the first time you use the phone for the wallet to sync the wallet. And but then after that, it's a lot quicker. And I think that's our biggest hurdle right now, is getting rid of that syncing time. But with the research we're doing right now, that syncing time will become instant. So I think once that's completed, once the research and the integration is completed, the blockchain it'll sync instantly, it'll do transactions instantly, and it's already incredibly easy to use to do a transaction or anything like that. So I think that's how we're going to compete with the other ones. And any of these solutions that are coming up that are making, blockchains faster and transactions faster, they're compromising on decentralization to do so. So I think people will recognize that we're not compromising on decentralization. We're the, real private decentralized coin. So I don't know. Hopefully that answers your question. All right.
Yeah, it does. It does actually. For the privacy part, it does. You made mention of ARR being a empty box, and I do appreciate that. Yeah, you can't get more private than that. So yeah. For the performance part, I think the more decentralized you guys are, the more privacy thing you guys are, you will make it far, and you've been here since 2018. So yeah, I think it's a very good performance rate. So thank you very much for answering my question. And,
of course, thank you so much, Jeremiah.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I do have to go soon, but I could probably take one more question if we need to. But I got a day job to get to.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. You told me that before. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Solo. Solo, you can ask away. Sorry, guys, this is gonna be the last question. So, for those of you who I haven't unmuted, please just drop your questions about the project in their Telegram comment section, and hopefully they get your question answered. So, Solo, you can go ahead.
Yeah. I'll come back and answer those later. If you put them in the Telegram, I'll come back and answer any other questions you guys have. Are you there, Solo? Is that who we're waiting for, Solo?
All right, let's go with, okay, he's back on.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for having me. My network has been glitching, and I like to say, Daniel, you've done an amazing presentation, and private chain is come to stay. However, my question is, how sustainable is the proof of stake?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you say that again? My dog barked. I'm sorry if my dogs are barking too loud back there, guys. I'm sorry. Someone's outside. But can you repeat your question?
I think he's having some network issue. I think we're gonna go with Kana the Great. Kana, you can ask away.
Hey, I know him. Yeah, Kana's he's a part of the Pirate Chain community, so he's one of our most active members. You there, brother?
Okay.
Are you there, Kana?
I think he's having some network problems. I'm having mine also here, but it's not that much of a problem. So let's go with Bank Can. Bank Can, you can ask away now.
Okay, thank you for having me. My question is just a simple question. What is the final goal of this project? The big goal of this project. Maybe that's it. Thank you.
Our goal is to be a viable alternative to fiat, something people can use instead of euros and dollars and yen, money that they can use that doesn't work against them, that doesn't steal money from them via the hidden tax of inflation, and that isn't used to fund wars and these giant bureaucracies that are used to hurt people. So we're giving people the alternative to use a different currency that's disconnected from governments and is completely decentralized and not in the control of anybody. And that's our ultimate goal. Like I know a lot of projects out there are like, oh, we're going to be doing all this DeFi stuff. We're going to be doing lending and staking and all this other stuff, and which those are all great things. They all have great goals, but none of them are as powerful as having a currency that you can use instead of dollars. That is what the real revolutionary technology behind cryptocurrency is being able to use something to do business other than fiat. And that's our ultimate goal. And we're not going to lose sight of that goal by getting, mixed up, trying to incorporate a million different things into it. We are a pure peer-to-peer currency. I'm sorry about my dog barking in the background. Something's going on outside and they're barking at him. But yeah, that is our goal, to give people an alternative to fiat. And I don't know if in 100 years, everybody in the world is going to be using Pirate Chain instead, but I don't really care. If 1% of the world's using it and we can do business in Pirate Chain, then I will consider it a success. If it's usable, something businesses and individuals can use instead of fiat, then it's a success. And that's our ultimate goal: make it as easy, as private, and as decentralized as possible. And that's our goal, and we're not straying from it. We're not compromising. It's our promise as a community to each other that we will not compromise on privacy and we will not compromise on decentralization. We are the vanguard, and we are standing up for our privacy and our freedom, and we're putting our foot down. Not one more inch. We're not giving up one more piece of data to these companies and governments and institutions that are spying on us all the time. And they're stealing money from us via inflation. We're putting our foot down, and we are not compromising. That's our promise to each other. That's our promise to you. So if that's something that resonates with you guys, if you want to do something meaningful, be part of, something you could look back on and be proud of, then come join us at Pirate Chain. Go to piratechain.com and join our community. We're trying to build something special here, and we're trying to make the world a better place for future generations. And I would absolutely love it if you guys came and joined our community. Go to piratechain.com. That's where all of our links are.
All right. Thank you, Bing Bag, for your questions. That was really great. So I think that's pretty much all we're gonna take for today's AMA, and it's been a really great. It's been really a pleasure having you, Daniel, for coming. So before we round up for the session, is there like anything like a closing statement or something like to add before we round up for the session?
I just want to tell people to go to piratechain.com. It's got links to our Discord and Telegram and everything in there and all the information you need. Come be a part of our community. I never tell people to invest in Pirate Chain. I tell people to use Pirate Chain. Like if you want to speculate on the price of it, that's great. But what I'm trying to encourage people is to go buy some Pirate Chain. You don't have to buy thousands of dollars worth of it. You can go buy $20 worth and pay for your VPN or something. Use Pirate Chain. It gives you absolute privacy out of the box, and it's completely decentralized, and it's a hedge against fiat. So come join us, come be a part of something meaningful. Let's make the world a better place for future generations by using alternatives to fiat like Pirate Chain. But thank you so much for having me, everybody. Remember, the website's piratechain.com. Come see us. Come jump in the Discord or Telegram. Ask us some questions. Let's become friends. Let's make this something special.
Yes. It's been a pleasure having you with us. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna keep in touch, and it's gonna be a great time joining the Pirate Chain community and being a part of their project. So guys, don't forget to grab a bag as well, and you do your VPN and all of the stuff as well in the community. Privacy is key, and that's basically what a real community is all about as well. And good luck, guys, with your project. I wish you guys all the best with your project as well, because a lot of projects don't really do this kind of stuff, and most of the projects are afraid of the government. But you guys stood up, and it's really amazing, and it's fascinating, to be honest. And I hope you guys, get where you want to go with the project also. So it's been a pleasure having you, Daniel. It's been a pleasure. So, guys, don't forget to join their platform, join every of their platform out there, and be a part of the community. And also be safe, guys, please. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of crap going on, and people are also dying. So please stay safe, guys. Stay safe. Thank you once again, Daniel.
All right. Take care, guys. See you later.
Care.